Backed by popular demand, we are working on a few really cool compilations. You know, I'm an animal fanatic. We're talking full-blown alligators, so massive animals. And one of my mentors, Brian Barczyk, in this video, watch me create a beautiful new habitat for RJ and repair a system for salt and pepper. Hey, what's up everybody? Ed here, and backed by popular demand, we are working on a few really cool compilations. You know, I'm an animal fanatic, and one of my mentors, Brian Barczyk, Legacy Aquarium, the Reptarium, love working with Brian, and he has given me tons and tons of direction over the years, and we want to showcase some of his amazing animals. And my favorites, the alligators, RJ, salt and pepper, going in and recreating a naturalistic environment, trying to limit some of the maintenance issues and some of the challenges that you may have when you're working with these incredible animals. Most people think of backyard ponds and just small biofilters for goldfish and koi and things like that, but we're talking full-blown alligators, so massive animals. But the bottom line is they both require incredible water quality. In this video, watch me create a beautiful new habitat for RJ and repair a system for salt and pepper.
Guys, so we are back at the shop and we are about to check in to see what is going on with the pond over here. It's super exciting. Well, it looks like there's a bunch of felt going down. We got the base of the wall in the back here. How's it going, Ed?
It's going awesome.
All right, you're looking good, man. So back here is like the waterfall area, right?
Exactly. So what we have is this is going to be our biological filter. This is an upflow biological filter. It's going to handle all the waste from the alligator and all the other animals. And then down under here, we're going to put our little cave. So this is kind of a little bit of a hiding area.
Oh, nice.
So animals can kind of go in here. They're going to have the waterfall coming over them. Then we're going to disguise it with some big boulders and stuff coming in here to get a little bit more of a naturalistic waterfall. It's going to be a pretty cool effect.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome. It's so exciting, isn't it? You guys excited? I mean, how cool is that? I have a feeling that RJ is going to be hiding in there a bunch, so I'm going to get wet a whole bunch. That's when the training really is going to come in handy, is that again I'm going to have to train him to come up so that I can get him out, because I don't want to step in here and get wet every single day trying to get him out, and I want him to be really comfortable with his environment, but I don't want him to be so comfortable that he never wants to come out, because it's important to keep him extremely tame and docile. The build is going extremely well. Super excited to see it come together. I wanted to share this with you guys. This is actually a big piece of black locust, which is a really dense hardwood that is rot resistant. This will actually be the platform that RJ can go up and we can have a basking light on it. So it is coming together really well. I can't wait to see it finished.
Hey guys, we are mid-build here in the middle of the day. Things seem to be going pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, I like the progress that I see going on here. This one, I think is gonna be awesome.
All right guys, so we are back at the shop and I'm about to just kind of see what the progress is on RJ's pond, and it is looking pretty good. Take a look at this. Oh my God.
Oh, and then,
Take a look at this, guys. It certainly has changed a lot from the plastic tub to RJ's pond. Holy cow, look at it. Holy cow.
what?
All right, so Ed, what exactly do we have left here? You guys are starting to fill in the rocks, and you know, so obviously we're going to have a little shelf for RJ, which we're going to have to put like a piece of glass so he can't climb out. But what do you have left here?
So what we have left, Jeff is finishing doing the boulders over here for the waterfall. So water level is going to probably be right around where this edge is. So it's not going to be like a massive waterfall, but we want to have a lot of circulation going through here. We have our pump, we have the plumbing and everything hooked up, so that's going to give us the circulation that we need. We have our biological filter, all the biomedia is in there as well, so that's going to help detoxify the water to make the water in good water quality form. We're going to come in with more river rock on the bottom, just so you know he has something to grab onto. We also did this really heavy, thick geotextile on the bottom. That's going to allow him a little bit of traction, so he's not going to be slipping and sliding all the time. And then with that river rock on the bottom as well, that's going to be a little bit more naturalistic. We got some nice big edges. We have to finish doing our coping around the perimeter. It's going to help lock our liner into place, and that's also going to have that little bit of an overhang so the animals can't get up and out.
Nice. Oh, I tell you what, I don't know about you guys, but I am so excited. It is coming together so good. RJ is gonna love this.
So we are back over it with RJ here. He is kind of lounging on top of the retaining wall that we built. But as you can see, everything is functioning great. The idea with this was to create something low maintenance, but also that had a lot of room for him to kind of roam. We got this slab of wood over in here. Our pump vault is located back in that section. Biological filter seems to be functioning well. One of the critical pieces here from an ecosystem concept is the biological filter is a living, breathing organism. Just like RJ over here. The dirtier the water is, the more oxygen it needs to metabolize all that material. So by having the material being deposited inside the biological filter, we want to have that waterfall on the outfall because that's going to reintroduce the dissolved oxygen into the water, which gives us the desired water quality. You could also see down here on the bottom some of the river rock, that's part of the biological filtration, but the very, very bottom, this actually has a concrete cloth material going over that, and that's because of those big claws on RJ. So we wanted to create something that he cannot damage. And that creates a barrier between him and the waterproof membrane, which is going to hold all the water in place. Everything is looking good here, and this is really good to see. So I always love coming back and checking out previous projects just to make sure everything's functioning okay. When I was a boy growing up, this is where I spent my free time. I was either at the pet store learning about all these incredible animals, or I was out in the woods and streams and rivers looking for them all. But this is where I spent all of my time, and I love learning about all types of new things as well as these amazing ecosystems. So this is the type of stuff that led me to get my degree in zoology. While we're here in Michigan, we're gonna go check out my buddy Brian Barczyk's place. I know he has a problem that we have to take care of, but we also want to check out some of the amazing enclosures that he has. And what I think is interesting, this place is set up spectacular displays because they're here to sell animals. Brian's a little bit different. He's gonna go all out with his stuff. Some amazing displays of incredible custom cages and things like that, which are just over the top. So what I like is Brian's mission is all about education of these incredible species that are out there. I wish there was something like that available when I was a boy. Let's go check out Brian so we can see what he's up to and see how I can help. Hey Brian, what's up, buddy?
What's up, dude? How are you, man?
Good, how are you?
Thank you so much for coming and saving my life.
It's my pleasure. Love to fix problems.
I got a problem, trust
Okay.
me, so we're gonna need it.
Let's go check it out.
All right.
All right, so Brian, tell us a little bit about what the actual issue is here.
Well, I wish I knew what the issue is. I know one issue is that there's always water on the ground, so obviously something is leaking here. We've tried to fix it on our own about 5 times, and we've never been able to do it. It's something attached to the waterfall, because when we turn the waterfall off, it doesn't leak.
Okay, that's a good sign.
It has something to do with maybe wicking, leaking, I'm not sure.
So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna pull that entire face off. So the entire full rock face, I know it looks kind of crazy.
I have a little bit of anxiety about tearing apart my $30,000 cage.
But we have to break a few eggs before we can make the omelet, right? So we're gonna rip stuff apart. I'm gonna redo that connection. So I'm gonna make sure I brought a new face plate. I have some silicone sealants. I'm gonna pull that apart. I have more waterfall foam. We'll be able to foam everything back up. When we're done, you won't know anything has been done other than there's no water on the floor.
You know what they say about landscapers though, right?
What's that?
They say that they do everything 90% and then they just fill rocks in where they mess up. So, you're not going to do 90%, right?
We're not going to do 90%.
Okay, good. All right, good. Brillo the armadillo, the 6-banded armadillo. Let's see if we can get him to dance. Dance, bud. Up, 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 up. Dance, 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 dance. You're such a silly monkey. Isn't he awesome?
He is incredible. So last time we were here, we got to meet Brillo, and we did some posts on him, and we had a ton of people concerned for our safety about leprosy.
Right. Yeah.
So could you tell us a little bit about the differences between different armadillos and where that would come from?
Absolutely. So he's actually a 6-banded armadillo from South America. The only armadillo that actually carries leprosy is the one that's here in the States, that in Texas, all across the southeast part of the United States, and that's the 9-banded armadillo. They're a little bit more gray. They don't have the hairs on them, and these hairs are almost like whiskers for cats, right? When they're running around, they can actually feel and stuff like that, and he loves little pets and little scratches and stuff like that. The 3-banded, of course, is the Central American version of armadillo, and then the 9-banded is the American one. This is the South American one. It's also larger than the other 2 species, so it's a pretty big one. They're absolutely super tame typically. They're probably the coolest of the species, to be honest, and there's no leprosy in these guys.
That's awesome. He is amazing.
He loves it. He loves belly pets.
Oh my God.
I mean, I never knew I needed an armadillo until I got an armadillo, and again, no problem with leprosy. Like, he's awesome. I love him to death.
He is beautiful.
All right, Ed, so we're gonna take a look at RJ in the pond.
Okay.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
What happened? RJ came to meet us.
So is this a regular occurrence?
Yeah, he hangs out down in the basement and stuff like that, but I'm gonna need a little help getting him back in. Do you think you can help me out?
How about no?
I will do what I can.
Okay, well, follow me. Watch. He's gonna turn around. He's gonna walk back to his pond. Back to your pond. He's a trained alligator, you know? Come on, keep going, keep going. Oh, don't keep whacking with your tail, you silly. You're gonna have to pick him up mid-body.
Okay.
And put him in the pond.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm not smiling. I'm just very nervous.
You go like this.
This is
You
what I
pick him up
signed
like
up
this.
for. Okay.
And you just put him right back in.
All right, I'm ready.
Watch out for that tail. It's
You
heavy.
can't walk away from me though. All right, mid-body.
Mid-body.
Oh Jesus! What is he weighing?
He's heavy.
Super heavy. And he's fighting me. Come here.
Good job.
Can't believe how powerful.
How powerful that is. It's
Throw
only,
you around
it's
like
only like
nothing.
5.5 foot. Can you imagine a 10, 12
No,
foot?
I cannot even imagine.
That's why I wanted you to do it. But obviously,
Holy
the
cow.
pond that you created for us, still running good, doing fantastic. Every now and then, RJ rearranges the plants and stuff like that. You know, you have to go in there and get them. The water quality, great.
Yeah, it looks phenomenal.
Yeah, we don't do anything to it. We just let the bioflow run and breaks down all the waste.
That's fantastic. It's always good to come back and see something, and especially after lifting him and feeling the power of them, you know, what they could actually do from a destruction standpoint. It's good to see everything operational, and you haven't had any issues with it. It's awesome.
No issues at all. I mean, it's amazing. Obviously, he's ready for a bigger pond here pretty soon.
I think he definitely is. Oh, check out this guy. This is Sunrise. What an amazing animal. Albino Burmese python. This thing could crush me. I can feel it around my neck. It's just kind of squeezing a little bit. So I guess you could probably break my neck. Thankfully, Brian's not too far away. So this is an albino alligator as well, just like Salty, but this one, just a little baby. Definitely gonna get big at some point, but look at that, just an incredible animal. These guys are found right here in North America. This is the stuff that you're gonna see down in the southeast. Freshwater, so they're gonna be found in swamps and sloughs and marshes and things like that. They're gonna eat a wide variety of things. An animal of this size is gonna go after everything from insects, small frogs, different things like that. I mean, they're kind of omnivorous, so they're gonna eat a lot of different things, and they're opportunistic. And as they get bigger, they're gonna start going after bigger and bigger things, obviously. That living water, that stuff that we create, bacteria, microorganisms, all that type of stuff is really, really good for them. It's exactly where they're gonna be found. So when we're talking about filtration, we're trying to set up an ecosystem. We wanna have that living aquatic ecosystem, just like down in RJ's tank. And everything looks incredible, and that's because it's exactly the way they would normally find it. In fact, actually, the water that we're actually doing, it's probably gonna be a little bit cleaner and actually better water quality. The stuff that they live in is gonna have lots of sediments and organics and stuff like that. The water clarity down in South Florida is actually gonna be very, very low. Water quality though is actually going to be high, so there's a difference there. A lot of people think if you have really clear water, it's actually going to be healthy. That's not always the case. You could actually have bad water quality even though the water is very, very clear. So we're always thinking about, when we're designing and building, is setting up the right habitat for the animal.
So Ed, meet my girl Salt.
Yes.
Hey, calm down for me, girl. Calm down. Hands both out. Whoop. Just like that. Give me 1 second. I tap her nose to tell her she can't bite you, and she's good. So obviously it stinks that Salt and Pepper have to come out of their enclosure. Yep. It's been leaking for like 1.5 years. What's the plan?
Well, the plan, now that these guys are out, get the water out, which you did, clean up everything inside, and then I'm gonna have to go in there and start cutting stuff apart.
Tearing it apart.
I literally got to rip out all that beautiful fake stonework. I have to expose the actual filter so we could actually see the problem, and then I could do the repairs.
Well, Salty, I'm so sorry. She's going to be so bummed that she's going to be out of her enclosure for the next day or so, well, during repairs. But oh, come on, girl. Salty gets a little bit salty every now and then, you know what I mean? But she's a good girl. Of course, nice. Albino. I think there's about 100 of these guys.
No
but
kidding.
Believe it or not, Pepper, there's only like 10.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so the melanistic black ones, there's only like 10. But if you think Salty gets salty, Pepper gets real spicy really quick. Salty, you're going to just be a bystander today, all right?
So I wanted to show you what I think the problem is. Brian has a biofalls, which is what this unit is. The only thing that makes sense to me is the water is leaking when the pump is running. So that means it has to be between this section here, because water gets pumped into the bottom and then it overflows directly into the tank. There's this faceplate that goes on here, which is going to allow a seal to be made. You have to have the rubber gasket in place along with a gasket sealant, which is a silicone material, to really ensure a waterproof seal. We're going to take everything apart. We're going to have to cut away all the existing fake stonework to expose this so I can determine exactly what the issue is. If you want to learn more about biological filtration, check out this video we just did on Epic Gardening. So I exposed the corner of the biofalls right over here. The reason I wanted to do that was so I could make a cut going around this way, because this is like a rock hard material, which obviously it needs to be because it's supposed to look like rock. So a rock hard edge over here, cut that away. Now we're exposing this waterproofing over here, which is a combination of a rubberized material as well as the expandable foam, which is what we use on all of our projects. But I noticed right in here, as I broke through some of those layers, there's water that got underneath, and I don't see a good seal in between here. So if that water just dribbles itself through there, that's all it's going to take. It's working its way in between all these different layers. When it's running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, that little drip turns into a lot of mess. You can see I'm breaking through this hard layer over here, which is really hard to get through. Once I broke through that, I exposed all of this expandable polyurethane foam. But what I don't see, you can see the filter itself is still back behind this. This is the edge of the tank, is right here. So that flashing I was talking about is going to actually attach to the filter, and it's going to overlap this. And then when the faux stone comes back on, it's going to be hidden behind it. So that way, if any water gets through, it's going to be leaking behind the stone, not getting in between this joint, because this is where that leak is actually occurring.
So where are we at, Ed? What have you done?
Well,
what
right
have you
now
done?
I made a mess. I made a huge mess. And I think I lost like 3 pounds already just out of sweat inside of it.
Oh yeah, it's a little warm. It's a little warm. We turned off the heat lamp, though.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, we were going to keep that on for you.
I would have got sunburn on my head.
So you found the leak, though?
I found the leak, so I could see the saturated wood back here. So I know when we looked underneath, we saw little drips of water coming through. So this is totally saturated here. I had to cut that faceplate off, which is good, but because I had to cut it, I still have to remove these bolts. So I have to expose all of these little screws, pull these off. We're going to put a new piece on.
Gotcha.
And then we're going to have the rubber membrane draping down over. And then we got to start doing all the little
it back together.
Foaming and yes, putting everything back together.
Yeah. All right, well, I'll be at the bar because I'm so scared of my tank not getting done. I trust you, Ed.
All right, faceplate's off. We have the new one that's going in place. We have our little piece of the rubber membrane. This is the piece that was missing. So this is the flashing that we're going to use to connect the filter directly to the tank. So that way, if any water gets in between, it can't get through this material. It's going to leak inside of the tank, and we won't have any issues.
Right.
So
what you're saying is that the person that put this together was wrong, and I should sue him. No,
I don't know about that far.
Okay.
It was just a drip.
Okay,
So it was just a drip.
No lawsuits.
No lawsuits. New faceplate's on. The flashing's in place. Now, Brian, we have to reconnect the lead, which is critical.
It's critical, yeah.
Critical piece. So we're going to put that in place, and then we're going to try to figure out how we can foam all this and put all that stuff back together.
I can't believe that after a year and a half you finally fixed the pond. It is amazing. It's good. I don't even know what to do to walk in here and not have a puddle of water every day.
That is what we love to hear, because I know there's nothing more frustrating than just battling something like that, and it just throws everything off. You have so many things to do here to upkeep an amazing facility, so the last thing we want you to have to do is mess around with that little stuff.
Well, I can't thank you enough. It looks beautiful. You can't even tell you tore it apart, which is amazing, and now it's working. So thank you so much, man.
It's been a pleasure.
I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, man, good seeing you. As always.
I have another project for you. I'll talk about that afterwards.
That's the way it works. We'll see you on the next project.